Most people think retirement takes 40 years of grinding at a job you hate, but here's the truth. With the right plan, you can walk away in 8 years starting with absolutely nothing. Not at 65, not someday, in less than a decade. Here's the exact year-by-year breakdown and what happens in year 7 that changes everything. My name is Avon, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why some people seem to effortlessly build wealth, while others stay stuck in the same financial patterns for decades. If you are someone who wants to understand the real mechanics behind wealth building instead of just hoping things will magically improve, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it ends up helping you see money differently. Think about marathon training. Most people say running 26 miles is impossible, but if you follow a structured plan, build gradually, and stay consistent, what seemed impossible becomes routine. Retiring in 8 years works the same way. It sounds extreme until you break it into steps. Then it is just math, discipline, and time. Let me be clear about what retirement means here. This is not sitting on a beach doing nothing forever. Retirement means freedom. It means you no longer depend on a paycheck. Your money and the systems you built work for you. You can still choose to work, but it is on your terms doing what you love without worrying about bills. That is the real goal. Here is the framework. 3 elements make this possible: extreme discipline, aggressive income growth, and compound returns. Most people have 1 or maybe 2 of these. You need all 3 running at the same time. Remove any one and the timeline stretches from 8 years to 20 or 30. Keep all 3 and retirement becomes inevitable. Let's start with year 1, foundation. If you are building a house, you pour concrete first. If the foundation is weak, everything collapses. Year 1 is all about stability and clarity. First, calculate your target number. The standard formula is the 25 times rule. Take your annual expenses and multiply by 25. If you spend $30,000 per year, you need $750,000 invested. That sounds massive, but remember you have 8 years and compounding accelerates growth exponentially in the later years. There is also the 4 times rule for lean early retirement. That means you need 4 times your annual expenses if you plan to live very frugally with side income streams. Using the same 30,000 example, that is 120,000. Different rules fit different lifestyles. The key is knowing your number. Without a target, you are just walking blind, hoping things work out. Next, track every dollar. Not to torture yourself, but to see the truth. Most people have no idea how much they spend on subscriptions, coffee, eating out, or impulse purchases. Add them up, and it can be hundreds every month. Divide expenses into needs versus wants. Rent, food, utilities are needs. Everything else is negotiable. Once you see where money goes, you can cut with precision. Then kill debt aggressively. High interest credit cards and personal loans are chains keeping you trapped. Use the avalanche method and pay off the highest interest debt first, or use the snowball method and knock out the smallest balance first for psychological wins. Pick one and execute. Debt eats your freedom faster than almost anything else. Build an emergency fund even if it starts small. You need 3 to 6 months of expenses in a separate account. This is your safety net. It keeps you from sliding back into debt when life surprises you with car repairs, medical bills, or unexpected expenses. Without this buffer, one bad month can destroy months of progress. Finally, start a side hustle. If you want to retire in 8 years, you cannot rely only on your job. You need extra income streams, freelancing, selling products, teaching skills, creating content. Pick something scalable that does not require trading more hours for dollars. By the end of year 1, you will not be rich yet, but you will have a clear target, a lean budget, a small emergency fund, and your first side income running. That foundation is priceless. Years 2 and 3, momentum. Now that the ground is solid, it is time to move faster. First, invest in low-cost index funds, broad ETFs, spread risk across hundreds of companies and cost almost nothing. Over decades, the market trends upward, even through crashes. That growth makes early retirement possible. Second, automate everything. Every paycheck, money automatically transfers into investments. Pay yourself first. Third, invest in yourself. Learn valuable skills. Your income ceiling rises with each skill. Fourth, live intentionally. Choose what matters and cut everything else. The less you need, the faster you retire. By year 3, investments are growing, expenses are slashed, side hustles generate real money, and you have momentum. Years 4 and 5, scaling. First, increase contributions aggressively. If income rises, do not inflate lifestyle. Funnel the difference into investments. The gap between income and expenses determines how fast you reach freedom. Second, Explore higher yield opportunities, dividend stocks, rental real estate, or digital businesses that generate income passively. A rental property generating $800 monthly plus an online store making $500 equals $1,300 in passive income. Stack multiple streams. Third, strengthen side hustles. Projects from year one should be maturing now. Scale them without scaling your time. Fourth, network with people on the same path. Their knowledge cuts years off your journey. By year 5, investments are substantial. Passive income is growing. You might cover expenses without your main job income. The dream feels real. Year 6, optimization. The finish line is visible. You are 2 to 3 years away. First, assess progress honestly. If you targeted $750,000, maybe you are at $400,000 now. Massive leap from zero, but keep pushing. Second, fight lifestyle creep. Promotions and side hustle growth tempt you to spend more. Every luxury dollar now steals freedom later. Hold the line. Third, rebalance your portfolio. Diversification protects against volatility. Fourth, automate passive income further. Delegate and systematize. Fifth, plan for healthcare costs. This is often the biggest surprise expense for early retirees. By year 6, retirement in 2 years is not just possible. It is probable. Year 7, explosion. If the first years were planting seeds, year 7 is harvest season. This is where many people feel wealth suddenly accelerate. Here is why. Compounding does not just add, it multiplies. Imagine you invested consistently for 6 years. The first years felt slow, maybe 5,000, then 20,000, then 60,000. But by year 7, growth explodes because your base is finally large enough for returns to dwarf contributions. Suddenly your investments might jump by 50,000 or 70,000 in a single year without extra effort. That is a snowball effect in full force. Your money is finally working harder than you are. But do not let this growth trick you into relaxing. Year 7 is the time to double down. Put every spare dollar into investments. Increase your savings rate as high as possible. If you can save 60 or 70% of income now, do it. The closer you get to the finish line, the more every step matters. Another key part of year 7 is preparing your transition plan. Retirement does not just happen overnight. Decide what life will look like. Will you travel? Move to a lower cost area? Keep 1 or 2 side hustles for fun and extra cash? Answer these questions now because lifestyle choices shape how much you actually need. Review passive income streams carefully. If an online business makes $1,000 per month, can you build systems so it runs with minimal effort? If a rental property generates $800 monthly, can you hire property management? Automation and delegation are your best friends here. By the end of year 7, you will likely be very close to your target number. Passive income will cover a large chunk of expenses. Investments will be substantial enough that you can almost taste independence. This is the year everything shifts from theoretical to tangible. Year 8, freedom. 8 years ago, you started with zero, maybe even debt. Now, you are in a position most people never reach, but to retire in year 8, you need to move carefully. First, calculate your withdrawal plan. The standard is the 4% rule. You can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio annually without running out of money. So if you built $750,000, that is $30,000 per year. Combine that with passive income and you may never need a traditional job again. Second, test drive retirement for 6 months. Live exactly on the budget you will have in retirement. Do not spend more. Do not rely on your paycheck. See how it feels. If it works, you are ready. If it does not, you have time to adjust before fully stepping away. This test run prevents costly mistakes. Third, handle the mental side. Retirement is not just about money, it is about identity. Many people panic when they lose a job title or daily structure. That is why you need purpose before you quit. Hobbies, volunteering, travel, passion projects. Retirement should be exciting, not empty. Know what you are retiring to, not just what you are retiring from. Fourth, set up safeguards. Keep your emergency fund strong. Maintain insurance coverage. Have a backup income plan if something unexpected happens. You want to step into confidence, not uncertainty. The goal is freedom, not stress about whether the plan will hold. Fifth, actually retire. Walk away from dependency on a paycheck. Step into the freedom you worked for. Imagine waking up Monday morning and realizing you do not have to clock in anywhere. You choose what to do with your day. Read, build, travel, relax. That is what 8 years of discipline bought you. Here is the contrast. Rich Richard starts at age 25 with $0. He follows this exact plan. Extreme savings rate, multiple income streams, consistent investing. By 33, he walks away from his job with enough passive income to live comfortably. He spends his 30s and 40s doing work he loves, traveling, building projects that matter to him. No boss, no alarm clock, no financial stress. Poor Peter also starts at 25, but he waits. He thinks he needs to enjoy his 20s first. He will get serious about money later. At 30, he finally starts saving, but his lifestyle inflated. He needs more to feel comfortable. At 40, he is still working, still stressed, still decades away from freedom. Same starting point, different mindset, completely different outcome. What separated them? Rich Richard became the kind of person who delays gratification and executes a plan. Poor Peter stayed comfortable, avoided sacrifice, and hoped things would work out. Both had access to the same information. Only one took action. Here is the truth. Retiring in 8 years starting from zero is not easy. It requires sacrifice, focus, and thinking differently from everyone around you. You will face doubt. You will face setbacks. You will be tempted to quit when friends are buying new cars and taking expensive vacations. But if you stay the course, keep expenses low, keep investing, keep growing income, and let compounding work, the dream becomes real. And when it does, you will look back and realize those 8 years were not a sacrifice. They were an investment in freedom, in time, in your life. While others are stuck in traffic, working jobs they hate, waiting for someday, you will already be free. And that is worth everything.